What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are having a great day out there today. So today we are doing a little bit of shop work on a few of the cars. I just had the Outcast and the attempt of the EXB down at the motocross track in the little snowstorm we had going on here. It's still snowing like crazy outside. But I was trying to figure out real quick what was going on with the EXB and why I couldn't get it to, power up at all. The ESC was powering up. I was getting a blinking light, but I wasn't getting any communication with the transmitter on the FlySky GT5. And what I've come to find out is the receiver is shot. You can probably see that down in there on pins 1 and 2, or channel 1 and 2. There's a bunch of corrosion, and inside there, the whole board's covered with that. Why that happened? Well, of course, it's water. Well, I know the cars are only supposed to be a certain amount of waterproof, but if anybody from Arma happens to be ever watching this, you guys really need to do something and address how this battery box is being sealed off. You got this nice, tight rubber gasket on the lid to keep the water out, but yet you guys decided to use a crappy piece of foam that does not actually seal off the wires, and the water's getting in there. Now, I'm going to do something on my own, put some silicone down in there and seal that off. I probably should have done that from the start, but again, hindsight's 20/20, so you know how that goes. But yes, something else needs to be done for this right here. This piece of foam just does not work, and half the time when you try and stick the wires down in there, the foam falls out, does not seal right. It's just not really a great way to seal that off, guys. So something needs to be done about the battery boxes on especially the 6S line, because that foam just does not work out very well. So if you guys have any of these cars and haven't done it already, I would definitely suggest doing something with this and doing some silicone or something to seal that off better so you don't get water down in there and destroy your receivers. But I got the new receiver in this thing. I put one in there temporarily because I was kind of parting out the Sentin, and I had a receiver from the FlySky GT3B transmitter I got here. And I threw that receiver in there to give it a test to make sure it was working. And sure enough, everything is good now. So, the EXB's back in action. I'm going to go ahead and put the battery lid, or the receiver lid back on this thing and put some silicone on it. And I was just giving the Outcast a washing here because it was packed full of snow. And make sure that thing's running because it just kind of quickly died on me. It didn't seem like a normal battery die. It just suddenly fell out of the sky, kind of. So I'm going to give a check out of the Outcast to make sure it's okay. Also, finally got the Losi, the little mini T, fixed up again. I had busted the rear shock tower on it on a jump out there, sending it a little bit too much into the concrete that I shouldn't have done. But I got the Losi fixed up again. Going to play around with this thing here. I'm thinking about trying to build some sort of little track inside my garage. Maybe some little jumps or something. So I got a decent amount of room in here, at least something I could build. Especially during the winter months with all this snow coming down, because we still have a nice amount of snow coming through. They just came through and plowed here probably 2 minutes ago. And as you can see, it's still coming down. But the Outcast is drying out right now there. But I'm going to pull that up on the bench here next and just give it a quick test out and check it out. So the other project I got going on is getting the Kraton 8S rebuilt again. As you can see, the whole front end's torn off of it. It's up here kind of in parts. I have the front end ripped off of it. I was kind of going through and making sure I had all the parts. As you can see, one of the braces, the end snapped off of it. All the shocks and everything else seemed to be good in one piece. But I did end up breaking the rear hinge pin brace is snapped, and right there, that end busted off of it. And two of the screws ripped off and pulled out of the bulkhead, so I have a new bulkhead coming for it. And I also got to pull that apart and clean that thing out pretty good because it's already got some pretty muddy looking grease. Not too bad, but while I got it apart, probably give it a good cleanup. But all the parts are on order. I ordered everything at the same time, and oddly enough, the only thing that showed up so far are the 4 new screws for the bulkhead. But hopefully the chassis, got a new chassis. I ordered the stock chassis again for it. I know some of you might be thinking that was a stupid idea, but I found one on eBay for a really good price, so I decided to order the stock chassis again for it. I'm going to give it a try. If I end up crashing it the same way, I'm sure it'll probably bust or bend again, and at that point I might go with a heavier chassis. But I've also kind of learned a little bit more with jumping this thing, what kind of jumps and what I can actually do with it. And obviously I don't want to hit those jumps that are kind of really off camber because it'll throw the car all crazy and have crashes like that. But we're we're going to get her fixed up again here. The rest of the parts should be here in the next couple days, so I might do a video of tearing this thing completely down and putting a new chassis under it. If anybody's interested in seeing that, let me know. Also, I'm going to tear apart, because it's probably going to be a longer video, so I'm going to do it in a separate video, but I'm going to tear all of the differentials out of the Typhon and kind of go through completely pulling the differentials apart, cleaning those out, and rebuilding them, because I'm having some weird stuff going on with this thing where it's pulling really hard to one side. If anybody knows, from past experience, what's causing this, because, I mentioned this in the video with the car down at the skate park, and I've had a lot of people mentioning that they're having the same issues, that it started doing that, with the car pulling really hard to one side. I don't know if that's the differential grease. That's the first thing that kind of came to my mind. But if anybody has any thoughts or ideas on that, please drop a comment down below. I'd appreciate it, so I don't maybe start tearing into things or going in the wrong direction with what's going on with that car. But I'm going to get the EXB back together now, dry the Outcast off, and give it a quick testing, and probably going to wrap it up for today. I'm not too exciting of a video today, guys. I'm sorry, but we're just kind of inside messing around. Snowing like crazy outside, so we had our fun down at the track, so now it's the bench time. Alright, guys, well, we got a battery hooked up to the Outcast again, dried her off a little bit. Gonna see if she powers up and works. Oh, wrong model. Where's the Outcast? There it is. And I still got nothing. Well, that's not good. Do I have another bad receiver, I wonder? Because it's just blinking red also. Because she just died really quickly in the air. It just, all of a sudden, just shut off. And that was it. So, I'm going to pull this one apart next and see what's going on with it. Well, guys, it turns out to be the exact same problem with why the EXB just died. As you can see, I got another one of these Fly Sky receivers hooked up to this thing. This one doesn't have the corrosion or look bad, but I threw another receiver in it, and the Outcast works fine. So, looks like I got two bad Fly Sky receivers. And this one, again, has this same piece of crap, unwaterproof foam stuck down in there. So, I'm going to throw these receivers in here for now just to get the cars up and running. I'm going to order some new receivers, and then I'm going to silicone the hell out of every one of these cars that have this foam setup. Again, probably definitely a bad on my part. I should have just done that from the start, but when I'm changing the servos out, you're having to tear them apart. Silicone's obviously going to be kind of a pain in the butt. You're going to have to tear it apart and clean it every time, but I guess that's a little better than having to replace out receivers on a regular basis. You can see all the water that was down inside that box is like the heads of the screws rusted, so I'm sure that receiver's toast. Well, I'm going to go back to the Fly Sky, the GT3 receivers for now, and get this thing back up and running. That's unfortunate. I have two receivers die in the same day. That's just crazy. But and I did check the transmitter and all that good stuff. The transmitter's working with the other car, so it's not that. But I'm going to get this thing torn apart and change this one out now. All right, guys. Well, I got the receiver changed out in the Outcast now. I got the one of the Fly Sky GT3 receivers in this thing. Go ahead and get this thing turned on here, and everything's back working again. So, that's crazy. First time I ever had two receivers die in one day. I mean, I know it was wet down there, and probably people were going to say, oh, well, you're driving around in the snow. What do you expect? Yeah, I know. But had to go down and have some fun. This is the stuff that happens. But definitely sealing off these battery boxes better now, so it won't have all the water getting in there. I didn't record it, I apologize, but I just basically put a big blob of silicone in that whole groove around all the wires and that piece of foam, and I'm going to let that cure up overnight. I put the cap back on it because I put it level with the top of the cap so that it kind of sealed off with the top there too. But hopefully that should keep it from getting more water in there again. I'm going to get some new receivers for the Fly Sky, the GT5 transmitter, but for now, these work. This transmitter worked, for a while. I was having a little bit of issues with it, with reaction speed, but it'll get me through, especially the winter time here. Not going to be going too crazy, but still having some fun, guys. So, until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.